Hello, hello, hello. I'm Ed Jones II. I am the founder of the Beyond the Field program and an experienced player development professional. This podcast is here to bring exposure to the player development field with the goal of creating generational impact in athletics and other surrounding areas. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend time with me on this platform. Go follow Beyond the Field on Twitter and IG at BTF_program. And on Facebook at BTF Program. These episodes are also loaded on the YouTube, so you can find us there. Search Beyond the Field Program and subscribe there. If you're watching this on YouTube and you subscribe, thank you. Please rate and leave a review of the show. It would mean so much to me. In today's episode, we continue our Beyond the Field summer mini-series. I couldn't wait till season 2, which starts in August, so I wanted to keep it cooking with these summer sessions. Today, we'll begin session 2 after this ad. This podcast is brought to you by Beyond the Field Program, LLC. Beyond the Field is now providing consulting services. The services are the following: staff consulting, program evaluation, program creation, and player development education. Please head to btfprogram.com and click on our consulting tab to find out more. We help you help athletes create generational impact. Today, we continue the Beyond the Field summer sessions. In this episode, I am sharing what I've learned in the 7 months since I've been terminated without cause. Before I start, I want to let you know I filled out so many applications I've lost count. During this time, I have received offers, but those haven't worked out for me and my family. This episode is based off an article I wrote on LinkedIn. I will put the link to the article in the show notes. I wrote the article to share what I learned in the longest period in my life I've went without a job. It was meant to encourage and provide hope through the experience for those who have gone through or may find themselves in the same position. I wrote that after 5 months of being terminated without cause, and at the time of this recording, I will be 7 months since my last career stop. I personally didn't want to do this episode, but a lot of people were interested in the article. I got a lot of calls, a lot of text messages from people saying, man, you really hit it on the head, man. Thank you so much. I'm going through this right now, or I went through this. I wish I would have known some of this stuff. And just the encouragement I got for myself, but the encouragement in putting out the article. I thought to myself, well, let me share it with my podcast family. You know, if this touched so many people, you know, on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever I put it, let me share it with my family that listens every week to this podcast. I'm confident I will have a career update for y'all soon. I'm so confident. I know it will work. It's been hard, but I'm confident it's coming. Until then, I hope this encourages those going through and encourages everyone to look deep and learn from their experiences. One of the biggest things I've learned from this is termination does not mean a person is not able to do their jobs. So I hope that this episode helps others grow. Maybe you've never been terminated. Maybe you never will be terminated. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're a hiring manager, whoever you are. I hope that this episode helps you see that if there's a career break on a resume or on LinkedIn or whatever, that person still has the skills. There were just unfortunate circumstances that happened at their last place. All right, so let's get into it. Here are the 10 things I learned or grew a deeper understanding of during my time terminated without cause. Number 1, faith. I have learned so much about my faith. I'll state that again. I have learned a lot about my personal faith in God. It has been a hard process, and there have been many days I've asked God, why? Why is this going on for not only me, for me and my family? How could you let this happen to us? How can you let this happen to me? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Is there something I did? You know, let's find out. I want to get better. Did I do something? I felt like I treated people well. I know I treated people well. I know I did the work, and I know I was a light for God. And this happens? You know, why do you let this stuff happen? Y'all, them honest conversations I've had with God have been draining. Honestly, I didn't even want to have the conversations because I was so frustrated, and I didn't want to disrespect God, and I also didn't want to get struck by lightning. But I had to open up and have these honest conversations of my frustration, of my honestly not understanding why it happened, where it happened, all that stuff. But each day I wake up with the hope He is working things out for me. I have not missed a bill. I have not missed a meal. There have been miraculous avenues of provision. You know, there's a lot of things that He's done to help me in this. So I know with those things done, it helps my hope that this next career stop is coming. Each day I apply for a new position or take an interview in which I believe I have a chance to get the job. I have wanted to quit multiple times though. Wanted to quit on my dreams, give up on what I've worked for, toss it up and just say it was a good ride. You know, hey, It was a good ride in athletics, did my thing. It's been cool. I've wanted to give into the lies, but I kept hanging on to my faith in Christ. I've had a passion to work in sports since I was a boy, a young boy. I think of all the energy and effort I put in to reach the position that I was in. All the late nights, all the creating, all the editing, all that I worked for taken from me, a rug pulled from up under me and my family. That's a big thing I need people to know. If, you're terminating people, you're not only terminating that person, it's affecting their family. I worked my tail off to get to the college level. I didn't play college football, so I had no connections with coaches. My parents didn't work in sports, so there were no connections there. I didn't work for teams when I was a student. I worked in sports marketing, so I didn't work for coaches once again. I worked for teams in my time at the college level. So I put in the work to get there. Hard work. It's not fair, and it's never been fair for someone like me, honestly. I've had some dark days where I wanted to trash all the things I've created in my sports career and walk away from this beautiful profession, but this corrupt business it lives in. Even in the realization of the corrupt and foul practices in the sports business, I know my time is coming, and God has brought me through this for a reason. Now, side note, all of the sports business is not corrupt, and there are many incredible individuals that work in it who are trying to be lights and change what it can and has become in some cases. I don't know why God has me in this wilderness, and honestly, I don't like it. Frankly, I hate it, but I know this will be a great testimony at some point. I can't wait to share this with y'all. Number 2, family. The greatest blessing in these difficult times has been my family. The time I've had with them has helped me so much. I honestly have seen the number of beautiful moments I've missed with them while working in athletics. One of the biggest things I've learned in this time is the unnecessary time I spend in my career away from my family. With technology and a plethora of learning systems and results, 12 to 14-hour days should not exist every day in sports. I worked in football and knew and have now confirmed a lot of the time spent in the office is aimless and unproductive. I've been able to spend so much time with my wife just talking about life, laughing, planning, listening, and delighting in her presence. We haven't had this much time with each other since we got married 6 years ago. My girls, the time with them has made me a better father. The time I've had to see them learn and grow. The drop-offs and the pickups from school. The surprisingly deep conversations about life. They have been a treasure during this time. In my 12 years working in athletics, my family has been the greatest example of team I've ever seen. They have been there to support and cheer me on throughout the way, ensuring that I'm not in this journey alone. It touches my heart when during prayer time, my oldest daughter asks for a job for me. I love my wife and my daughters so much. The time I've spent with them and the moments we have had may be the reason God has delayed me. If this is so, then it has been worth it. I talked about it a little earlier about some of the opportunities I've had. I've had opportunities given to me, but since I've spent this time with my family, that's one thing I'm not willing to sacrifice. And, I've had great opportunities and logistics didn't work out from great, organizations. But I just, now that I've spent this much time with my family, I will not sacrifice that time with my family. I understand that there'll be sacrifices, yes. But the overall time, I can't do that. I did that at my last place and got fired. So, what does it matter? So family has been great. And if you're in it right now, don't lose sight of your family. My goal was never to be one of those coaches or one of those people in athletics that retired when their kids were 16 to 18 years old and said, let me spend more time with my family. Well, you missed out on most of their growing life. Ensure that you're taking time to spend with your family. Number 3, value. I have heard the term know your worth and add tax. I now fully have the greatest understanding of this phrase. Being let go does not diminish what I've done or am capable of doing. The first couple of weeks, I questioned myself and wondered if it was me. Man, is it something I did? Is it this or that? Then I realized it had nothing to do with me. Everyone doesn't understand or see the value in others. I got to this level in my career because of the value I have provided others. A job or title doesn't make you who you are. I'm going to say that again. A job or title doesn't make you who you are. No one gets a title and then automatically gets new skills like an Apple update on your phone. You are who you are if you got the title or not. Your value is your value if you have the title or not. Your talents are there. Your gifts are there if someone believes in you or not. This isn't an arrogant statement. This is a true statement dipped in reality and confidence. Don't dim your light because it makes others uncomfortable. You are gifted, you have value, and you don't need anyone to establish this truth. Value isn't always appreciated, but it can never be denied. Number 4, confidence. This one is closely tied to knowing your value, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself and trust you are able to do anything you put your mind to. Be confident in your creativity. If you think something can work and benefits others, do it. Do it. Do it. You have all you need to accomplish the goals you have. Number 5, character. One of the things my late father taught me growing up is the value of your name. He would tell me to do things in such a way in which my name would not be questioned, or our family name would not be questioned. We share the same name, so he definitely didn't want me to do things to put his name in the question. One of the things that has really stuck out with me is when I have shared my situation with others, no one said, "What did you do?" And I didn't really understand that when it first happened, but these responses were encouraging and uplifting. And as time went on, I took it in. I said, nobody ever questioned me about when the situation happened when I was terminated without cause. Nobody said, hey, you must have done something. The people I talked to, and even people outside of people I talked to, they knew my work habits and the impact that I created. And so that meant a lot to me. Yeah, I didn't have a job, whatever it may be, that's fine. But I had the respect of my peers, even people I work with, I would say my father would be proud. Proverbs 22:1 says this: a good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold. Character matters. Sometimes it's not highlighted. Sometimes it may seem like it's not valued. Sometimes it seems like it doesn't matter. I've had those thoughts in this time. Does integrity matter? Does character matter? Should I just be like everybody else and just step on people to get where I need to get to? No. Be you. Be of high character. Be of high integrity. Because it does matter. Number 6, self-improvement. With the time I had on my hand, I could justifiably sulk or get better. After taking time to deal with the shocking turnaround of events, it was improvement time. I watched different YouTube videos. I made a Twitter list of accounts overflowing with productivity tips. I read books and articles, listened to podcasts, revised my resume, and quantified the qualitative work I've done over the years. I went back and edited projects I worked on. I worked on communicating my messaging in an efficient way, and I reopened the creativity of my childhood. One of the ways I did this, I've always told people I never had a favorite color, but I thought back to when I was in elementary, and I thought back to the first Crayola I would pull out the box. First crayon I would pull out the box. It was cerulean blue. So I did have a favorite color. And so I started creating things in cerulean blue, and maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I started creating things in that, and it started opening up my creativity. This was easier said than done, as sharpening was tedious. But because of this time, I can honestly say I'm a better professional because of it. Please take time to self-develop, to provide personal development for yourself and self-improve. Number 7, creativity. This has been one of the cooler parts of this time. I talked about it a little bit in number 6 about learning my favorite color, but I've had an opportunity to create systems, create new material, create new planning items, and create this podcast that you turn into, and I'm so thankful that you do. It has been a while since I've been able to freely create things I've wanted to do. A lot of these things were on a long list of things to do these past years, but I never got to them. Creating this podcast was the most fun. It took a lot of time. It takes a lot of time, but it's been the most rewarding. I've been able to communicate my own narrative and share my passion with others. Creating reminds me of the great ideas, creativity, and imagination that's inside of me. Creativity allows for me to make my impact on this world. Number 8, encouragement. I love seeing the job updates on my timeline. It's been cool to personally reach out and congratulate others on their accomplishments in life. To me, sharing in someone's joy is therapeutic as it gets your mind off of your situation. I have even liked or said congrats to complete strangers because I can imagine how much work they put in to get there, to get that position, to get that job, to start their career. My time will come, as I stated earlier, but until then and after then, I'm cheering for y'all. Number 9, nature. God's creation. This may sound crazy because I've worked in football for 12 years and of course the game is played outside. But I have never had the impact of nature on my mood and wellness as I have in this current moment. I have taken walks with a pen and note card and have had amazing brainstorming sessions. I have been on walks with no agenda, just walking in the wind and breathing in possibilities. I've taken time to just look at the birds outside and marvel at them as they go about their day. I have noticed the springtime flowers bloom, the bees and the butterflies working all day pollinating, the random neighborhood cat that always makes its way into our backyard, the rain, the sun, the wind, the shade, the sounds of birds, all of it, a symphony of life. I'm even interested in gardening since my girls brought home these plant pot projects from school. And I've been taking better care of my yard, y'all. I've heard it said that being in nature does a lot for the human body, and I have now experienced it firsthand. Then number 10, preparation. I have had interviews in which I have created detailed presentations and haven't had the opportunity to discuss them. At first, this was disheartening, but what I've learned in this time spent in preparing for applications, interviews, presentations, all this time has helped me in my professional development. The other side of this was I didn't notice all this vain preparation was actually preparing me for where I am currently as I am now providing consulting services. One day, I started preparing a consulting services pitch and plan, and now I'm actually providing the services. Preparation for jobs I didn't get to present has helped me present to the world what I can provide for them. It may be difficult as you prepare for applications, interviews, or such. Trust me, I have written more cover letters than I ever thought I would. But those times have benefits. This effort will help you become prepared in many different situations. Well, thank y'all for allowing me to be vulnerable. Thank you for allowing me to share these reflections I wrote on 2 months ago. I truly hope this helps those who may find themselves in this position. Maybe the recent layoffs around the country affected you and your family. Maybe you took the risk and left your job. Wherever you are, I pray that my reflections help you and provide confidence and encouragement to you as you are in this season right now. At the time of this recording, I am still figuring it out. I know being vulnerable with where I am now will help others. Please feel free to reach out to me if you need encouragement or someone to pray for you during this time. Well, that's all for today. Tag us on social media and let us know what you learned about player development from today's show. Use hashtag #ThePDPod as the hashtag of our show. Go visit the website btfprogram.com and check out the resources and the blogs. Subscribe to this podcast on the platform you're listening to. Share this podcast if you believe it will benefit someone to learn more about player development. Next episode in our summer series, I will discuss the 7 things I wish I knew when I started in player development. I look forward to the next podcast. Thank you for tuning in and spending your valuable time with me. God bless you. Have a great day and go out and create generational impact today. Don't wait. Create that generational impact today.